the need of their involvement. You know, I said, listen, it works really well at Huddersfield because Dean Hoyle, the owner, he's at the end of the phone. He will, if I'm trying to convince a player and I think he can help, I will bring him to that meeting. I said, Delia, with you, I said, you're also like pretty famous. So having you there to convince a wife or a mum, I said, that's pretty powerful, you know. You know, would you be willing to do that stuff? I said, because that's important. If you're not, tell me now, no problem. But I said, but I'd rather know. And they're like, oh, we'd love to do that. You know, we're not allowed at the training ground. I'm like, but you own it. And they're like, yeah, no, they don't like us fraternizing, which a word I didn't understand, fraternizing with players and staff. I'm like, but my God, I've been in your company for 10 minutes, and as human beings, you two are incredible. And they're still the two best humans I've ever met. And I'm like, that is so powerful for us, having staff members going, Delia Smith just sat and had lunch with me. You know, they're going home to tell their mums or dads or sisters or whatever to go, the owner of the club sat and had lunch with me today in the canteen. That is incredibly like powerful. So yeah, so I think they've maybe been pushed a little bit out inadvertently, you know, and whatever. And because they're so respectful and you know that like they're unbelievable, really. They won't sort of stick their nose in. They sort of just sort of will go, okay, yeah, if we're not allowed there, we won't be there, you know. Whereas some owners would quite rightly go, no, sorry, mate, I own it, I'm coming. That's just not them. They're not. That's not them as humans, you know. So yeah, but I think that's where the idea came from, and to make the whole thing just much more collaborative, which is my way of working anyway.